Apologies for the poor light again. I'm struggling at the moment with the fundamentals of being able to function in this world. And in this place, I'm just going to clean the camera lens. That's a little bit better, just a bit. But I'm struggling to deal with the fundamentals of living in this world at the moment, and that involves maintaining my electrics. There seems to be something wrong with the solar at the moment. It's not been charging the batteries, so it doesn't seem too dark at the moment to sit for a live stream, and it's obviously not good. First of all, I can give you a little bit of context to where I'm at. That isn't going to go into too much of my problems and make anybody feel bad, I don't think. With some of the live streams I can imagine might do. But to give you context, it's a surreal situation where pain on top of pain on top of pain keeps getting put onto an already slightly traumatized situation. And there, I'm well aware of the reality of my life, and the reality is unbearable. There isn't, to be honest, there isn't an appropriate word, I don't think, that to describe it. It's inhuman. No human should have to experience it. And I'm looking back over my past and all the different layers that got put onto that cake. And I'm trying to deal with the first layer. That's just, well, one of the recent layers that I've been put on, and it's physical. It's in my system, and it's making me go mad like that. I don't know if anybody saw what the people with the Zika virus, when we're meant to get to in later stages, they just lose their mind and start getting violent and like zombies almost, And it's a bit like that. That's the feeling inside of me. I'm one of the most passive people I know by nature, and that's the feeling inside of me. And it's like, the only way I can describe it, it's like eating a cockroach whole and feeling it going all the way down your system. And unfortunately, you're in the middle of the jungle, so you can't do anything. There's no hospitals, there's no food, the water you've got is minimum ration, so it's not really going to flush it down, it's just going to go straight into your body. And you feel it going down, and then you feel it going up, and you don't know if it's going to be in there for months, possibly even years. That's how it feels. your body before it comes out the other side or you throw up. Luckily with that scenario, chances are you'll find some water or some food or hospital, or your body will just get rid of it up or down one way or the other. The thing I've got inside of me is that expression. I have no idea, and it really could go into years. I know there are certain elements that have been in my system that have resembled this now for years. So I just need to breathe in the immediate moment so I can think and function and start dealing with the other layers on that cake. But that one is the one that's grabbing my attention most. And really and truly, that's why I'm making a live stream, because that's inside of me. I'm not able to think or focus on any level to myself, but putting myself out there to my fan club of about 4 or 5 people. I can speak, and I hear myself speaking, and that's a chance for me to center myself. But what's happened is as all of these recent layers have been added onto the situation, I knew, like, I don't know how many, I mean, to be honest, I knew about 1.5 years ago that the situation was too bad. I really had lost my mind in that moment, that I was unable to function, but I kept trying, I kept pushing, and long story short, somewhere in the last few months, it's taken away my warrior spirit to life, and that's been destroyed. So every part of what it means to be human, from mentality to heart, courage, all the different virtues, going all the way back to your soul and your very spirit, have all been eroded. And as they were being eroded, what happened was this idea of love got put on the cake in between a layer, and then more layers got put on. And the idea of love, because that's all it was an idea. The idea of love was warming to some part of me. And really and truly, I knew the situation, and I said to myself, look, I've lost my mind to a certain extent, and I'm riding insanity here, but if you need to, Gabriel, just go along with this lie of love until you're in a space where you can get rid of it in the appropriate way, until the layers get sorted and all the mess is a bit tidier so I can function. But what happened is the pain got to me yesterday, and it's been getting to me. It's been getting to me. It's been seeping through. And yesterday was the finality, and it just pushed me over an edge to what I was comfortable in accepting as how can I put it? Let's just say I went mad. I got pushed over the limit. And within that place, I wished so much harm and destruction to people I love that it just, and with that light on the picture, I could see that I was sort of holding and hoping that this world was real. I've said before, I thought I'm in a coma or a near-death experience or something. But this idea of love was so tempting. It was like I was trying to make up reasons why this world was real. And I justified them, and it was like, well, it could really be real, given everything that I've learnt about spirituality. It's really plausible that it's real. And again, I won't go into the detail, but yesterday's experience confirmed to me that for whatever reason it's possible that this world is real. Yesterday's experience said to me that's not the case. And it's getting a bit darker now, so I've got a light here. I'll switch it on in a couple of minutes as it gets... I'm going to have to switch it on now. I've only got a bit of battery on it, so I was going to do some tattooing later, but I'll use it for my lucky 4 viewers who appreciate the words coming out of my mouth and not what they can go and buy on the high street. So as yesterday's experience happened, it confirmed to me this world isn't real for myself. I don't know it for certain because, as I said, I justified it to such an extent that it's plausible that it's real. But we're talking about for myself, an impossible understanding of how. And I'm very open to weird and wacky ideas. But for myself, this world is done. And all the signs that were saying something, and I've been trying to decipher the code. Is it this world? Is it a coma? Is it a past life? But it just says not this world at the moment. So I believe I'm in a coma. I believe this could be a dreamlike state. It could even be from my previous life or something. And I've lived a whole life up until my mid-30s to deal with whatever problems of my past life. But that's where I got to yesterday. And with that, what happened was that idea of love got torched. It got proven to myself that the only way it exists is if in another time. So when I go back to my real body, if it was in my past life or if it was in this life sometime and I entered into a coma, it's just an idea of love. that was present at that time. But the way the message has been portrayed to me in the present moment is a case of that love is real in the sense of how it feels and what it means, and the size. I don't know if love can be referenced as a size, but you can imagine loving a kitten, and you can imagine loving a partner, and then you can imagine loving a partner for your whole life up until you're in your 80s and still look at them in the eye and remember your whole life with them. And there's not a doubt in your mind that you want to be with anyone else. That's love to me, more than anything else. And it was sort of that level that this picture has been put in front of me as a possibility, and all it says is, really the message is, when you go back to your real body, this idea of love is present for you. It's there, but it's not. And what that says to me is, chances are I've slipped into a coma, and if it was a past life, I might have had a partner I was deeply in love with, and because I've been in a coma for X amount of years, like Tom Hanks in that movie Castaway, he comes back and his wife has left him for somebody else, and that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. But I can't even deal with that because that's just been like a layer intermixed with this. I just need to be able to think on any level with whatever's going on inside of me. And I realise now, because what happened was after yesterday, I said, right, well, that love isn't real in this present moment. Let's get rid of it. That was clear for me. There was no need to hold on to it. And I did that, and I started to get on with the day, and it was a bit impossible because I really allowed myself to just go away in a dream. I knew what I was doing. I knew the pain of my life was so painful. I was dreaming to be able to breathe on any level. And today I got up and I got on, and all I had there present in me that was preventing me from dealing with my problems was whatever was going on inside of me. And it just got too much for me as I came back from the shops, about an hour ago. And I don't know how to deal with it, that thing inside of me. And where I can't deal with that, I'm saying to myself again, I might have to just lose my mind and tell myself a fake love story if I can. Before it was possible, so there was something there. Now it's like it doesn't exist. But it gave me a bit of strength and a bit of air to breathe. Whereas now I'm back in a place of I don't think the universe has limits enough to hold the terror inside of me towards life. And in that place, it's claustrophobia to the max, and I'm not fond of closed spaces. So it's turned into a hard listen in the end. I didn't expect it to be so hard, but I've done my best to really tone it down to layperson ears to the wonderful world of spiritual initiation into the suffering of us, humanity, in 2022. So I've heard where I am, and a reference now of a centering within oblivion. I was so lost before. I was beyond oblivion. Now I'm just in the center of oblivion, and at least that gives me something from absolutely nothing. So at least I can say, well, if I can find my legs, if I can find a foot, I have a chance of taking a step, and then maybe two. From there, who knows? But I think with those steps, I'm going to go for a walk. There's a park just outside my door, get some air, and now's the time to pray. So keep safe, because from my eyes, the world has lost their mind. I've spent the last 10, 13 years striving for truth and all that it means, fighting a brutal mental health disorder, doing my absolute best to stick to truth, love, and all the good that has been put into my life. I've been detached from society and coming back to, well, not even coming back, but just on this recent last leg of that journey, interacting with people, it's clear to me that there's been a huge change in people, a change that isn't justifiable to the world that we live in. It might be in the positive sense, but there are many signs there that say that it's not all rosy. In other words, you take someone from ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient China, possibly even the samurai period, the ancient Mayans, real wisdom keepers and conscious beings. Even the indigenous tribes of today, the ones that live in the jungle and to a certain extent disconnected from the world, I was going to say the sickness. Then you get tribes like the Koji Mama that hold a certain level of consciousness for humanity. And you ask them to live like normal folk here in London. And then you ask yourself, do you need to hear anything from that individual to know that they're going to think it's insane, that all these little things that we do, the way we behave, are so disconnected from what it means to be human, to the cultures they have, the simplicity, the love, the wisdom, the foresight, even the ingenuity and life. For myself, I've witnessed that in this process of 10, 13 years. One, of being disconnected, and two, of actual development. So I don't know how much the development adds onto just being disconnected from society, on the edges of society more like. But either way, you could even do it 150 years ago, take someone from the farmlands of England from 150 years ago, give them a pair of trainers and jeans and a t-shirt, a little bit of plastic credit card in their hand, and ask them to go down the road, it's going to be insane for them. It's going to be so detached from that culture. And they're going to say, these people have lost their minds. I don't understand why they can behave like this. So I'm trying to express an element of truth from my eyes to say, keep grounded, keep sane, and be aware that all may not be rosy when everything seems rosy.